welcome to David Christopher's channel. I'm Jennifer.
I'm David.
And we love to come to you week after week and show you tips and tricks on how to decorate for the different seasons. We're in the Christmas season right now. And one of the trees that a lot of you have asked about when you were looking over our Christmas tree giveaway is the old-fashioned Christmas tree. Unfortunately, we did not record that tree going up.
It was like midnight when I did that.
Yes, so I was probably sleeping and it did not get filmed. So David, to make up for it, is going to show you how to make a coordinating wreath to go with our old-fashioned Christmas tree theme. David, tell everybody what inspired this particular theme.
Well, for the most part, this theme really reminds me of growing up with my grandmother's tree when my parents would take us to her house close to Christmas. I actually think it was at Thanksgiving. We would start dragging things down out of her attic and start putting things up, and it was basically like the Griswolds' Christmas vacation. They had every kind of light imaginable: white, multicolor, big bulbs, small bulbs, C7, G40, mini lights, pre-LED, and it was just, we'd throw little silver tinsel on the tree and make giant messes, and it was a lot of fun for us as kids. So this tree is really nostalgic for me. It's every color in the rainbow, really, and it just really makes me think of Christmas. So I know a lot of you have asked about Christmas trees that are your kids' ornaments, or just things you're nostalgic about. And Jennifer and I collect ornaments. We got random ornaments. Usually when we go on vacation, Jennifer picks up an ornament.
I do.
One of the first things we do when we go to a new location, we go to a state, a city we've never visited, we find a gift shop that may have an ornament, because we want to buy an ornament, and that's, we have a travel tree or something that we just put an ornament on that has significance to us. And a lot of people want to know what they can do really with those ornaments, and you've got this mixture of colors, styles, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're going to kind of go into what you can do to make that work.
A couple of things you need to know about our videos is we are not in a controlled environment. We are actually in our store. Currently, right now, we're in the back corner of our warehouse, so you can hear tape being pulled in the background, phones ringing.
We are near the shipping area.
Yes, so our main job is to run our two businesses, which we have a wholesale store for all of you who maybe own your own business. You can buy wholesale from us at davidchristopher's.com or retail at davidchristopher's.com. We have a retail store as well. You're welcome to shop. And we always have really great deals. We really pride ourselves on having affordable products that are also quality. And most all of our products that you're going to see are designed by David himself, and we import those, take them to market in Atlanta, sell them to our wholesale customers, and then you can visit our store in Sheffield in North Alabama if you want to shop retail or online.
So we're going to start with a 36-inch wreath base, which is pretty good size, but we've got several things to kind of put together here. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of this flocked Newport pine spray into our tree, because I like a little bit of flocking in our green wreath because it makes me feel a little nostalgic. So this particular flocked pine spray actually has a couple of different branches that come off of one main stem, and I'm actually going to take that and cut it so that I have more out of one than if I was just going to use this whole branch together. So one thing that you will notice me do quite a few times when I'm putting stems into a wreath is I'll make a little hook on the back of my stem out of habit, because one, I'm not going to glue anything in, I'm just going to wire everything in today. But when I glue things in, also, I still do that, because if I go around a piece of the wreath frame with that hook will not let this stem come out even if I pull on it. So I do that, and then I use a little piece of pine from the the wreath itself, and I wrap that around there so that it's nice and secure. So I've added our pine sprays, kind of a larger one, smaller one, larger one, smaller one, pretty evenly throughout the wreath, and now we're going to start using another branch. Okay, so now we're actually going to be using our 34-inch Glitz Mercury Ball Berry Spray. So this actually has glittered berries and red faux mercury balls on the same stem. So for this, I don't need the entire branch. I just want to mix this up in there, and I'm going to actually peel sections of my branch off. You can cut it if you want to, but I'm trying to show you ways that without wire cutters you can do more things. So now I've got smaller pieces of my ball berry spray, and I'm going to start wiring those in. Okay, now I've got my Glitz Ball Berry added in. You can see it's pretty evenly distributed throughout the wreath with the flocking and the red. So now we have to add an important part, which is tinsel. No nostalgic tree would be complete, I don't think, without tinsel. And this one actually has little red sequin berries and aqua turquoise kind of colored holly leaves. So we're going to start by adding this in. Okay, so we've got everything kind of added into our wreath, just a little bit of tinsel to make it feel a little bit more nostalgic. And now we're going to be using our button spray that's white on one side, red on the other. And because nothing makes you think of grandmothers more than buttons, I think. So we're actually going to use, these are wired, and we're going to shape those. And they're really meant to be seen on both sides because they're different colors on different sides. We're going to cut those apart a little bit. Add them in. Now we're going to add this snowed ball spray. So it's got this nice turquoise color underneath, and then it's snowed on top. Keeps with our flocks theme. Okay, so you may notice that I've only used 2 or 3 branches of just about everything that I used so far, and I'm cutting it up so that it goes a little bit further and it spreads out evenly throughout a wreath. Most of the time when I'm next to my glue pen, I'll start just gluing a lot of ornaments in, but for the sake of this video and so that you can make one just the same at home, I'm actually going to wire these ornaments into the wreath so that you can not have to have a glue pan and electric skillet full of 5 pounds of glue. So I'm just going to make a little hole for my ornament to go really all the way back to the back of the wire frame on this wreath, and then I can twist it together once I get it on that wire. So those ornaments are added in. We're going to actually start adding other sizes, other colors. We're going to actually add some yellow. These are sugared yellow ornaments. So you don't get the full yellow effect, but they come across really lovely in a wreath or in a tree.
All this talk about grandmothers has made me want a snack.
Does your grandmother eat a lot of apples?
Well, one of my grandmothers actually had an apple tree in her.
I see the correlation.
Yeah, in her house, and we would pick apples up off the floor, off the ground, off the floor. I'm tired.
Was this in her house?
No.
Apple orchard in
Outside of her house, she had an apple tree, but they weren't this apple. It was like the green apples.
The Granny Smith apple?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Granny had Granny Smith apple.
I am super excited at how tacky this looks. Because we love tacky. Some people may think tacky is a bad thing, but actually, we love it, don't we?
Depends on who you're trying to impress.
It does depend on who you're trying to impress. But I think this is looking like it's coming together well. It's not tacky like you just...
If you hung some icicle lights.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that, but it has that
and then you left them on until February.
Yeah, tacky feel. What are you adding next?
I think next we're going to keep adding ornaments.
Great.
More ornaments.
Okay. So while he's adding those, I'll show you. What do you have there? What's that one?
This is a faux mercury glass that is kind of a geometric pattern with silver glitter, and silver really to me makes almost anything seem kind of retro.
Does.
So if you add a little bit of silver to it, automatically it feels a little vintage.
Yes. And I have a mercury cone, faux mercury glass cone with frost on it, and this is going to look very lovely. So David will add that, and he is going to add this retro Santa head. This guy is very good looking. We're also going to add this red antique truck, again faux mercury glass, so it's not going to break should it get a little bump. Should not anyway. That makes storage very easy. And there is also, we've had the truck, and then this is called the car, the retro car. It looks more like a
station wagon.
Yeah, like a station wagon, an SUV. It's an SUV. So we got the truck and the SUV.
And a Christmas house, like a turquoise with a red snowy house.
Mm-hmm.
So ordinarily I would add more than one of some of these ornaments, but for the sake of, if you just had some old-fashioned ornaments from your grandmother, you might just have one, and I wanted this to be something kind of fun that, as long as the color's balanced, don't worry about if there's just one of one kind. no vintage retro style wreath would be complete without cat's eye ornaments that have the reflectors in them. So I also have a couple of old-fashioned ornaments. These are actually made out of cardboard. The mailbox that's got the little letters to Santa in it and some little decorations. And then I actually have a cardboard truck that has the battery pack in it. There we go. And it's got little LED lights on it so that you can see the trees, and it's little glass in the front lights up, and it's Christmas trees in the back of the truck light up. Adding a couple of little felt houses with tinsel. Now I'm going to add these retro beaded snowflakes. These are just plastic beads on a wire frame. Those just remind me of my childhood a whole lot. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this wool holly spray. These are actually all handmade. They're a lot of fun, and they just make me think of something that's old-fashioned.
We would love for you to comment and let us know what are some of the traditions that you have with your family or maybe grandparents that would be a cool little story to share.
Now I'm going to add a little bit of this clear PVC ribbon that's in this blue with this silver tinsel on the outside, so you'll actually be able to see through it when I place it on this wreath. So that works really great for this color scheme and for this wreath, because we want to still be able to see everything. We can just make a few loops, tuck it, twist it, kind of pull it back around, and make it come out in a different direction.
Thank you so much for watching today. We hope that you will consider subscribing to our channel if you liked our video so that you won't miss the next videos that are upcoming. They're going to be great. We guarantee it.
And we hope that you hate how much you love this wreath.
Yes. Bring in Tacky Christmas back.